Good evening, everyone. Welcome to another live streaming of tax training. I would like to say good evening and thank you po sa ating mga subscribers. Umabot na tayo ng 20,900. No? Para sa akin, sa iba napaka-konti lang yan, pero para sa akin ay napakarami na po. No? Considering na yung ating topic is taxation. Okay? So, good evening, everyone. Shout out, Hari.
Shoutout po kay Wanang Masikap. Good evening daw
Always
po.
siya.
Pati po kay Ma'am Darlene, 1998. Good evening daw po.
Okay.
Maayong gabi daw po, ma'am, sabi ni Ma'am Rosalina Tune from Cebu City.
Oh, maayong gabi eh.
And
Okay.
kay Ma'am Julian Principe, good evening daw po.
Oo. Okay.
Good evening din daw po, ma'am, sabi ni Ma'am LV Galanido.
Galanido sa Bohol.
Apo.
Yes.
Pati po kay Sir Christian Brian Kakayan, good evening daw po.
Okay.
And then, shoutout po kay Ma'am Rowena Texera. Good
Okay.
evening daw po. Sila pa lang po, ma'am.
Okay, so good evening po no sa lahat ng viewers natin. Thank you very much for watching. And our topic tonight is about the how to fill up yung ating. Alam niyo na to, pero sad to say na ang dami pa rin may mga concerns, ang dami pa rin na nagtatanong, no? So kaya sabi ko, wala rin katapusan yung ating explanation. So, how to fill up BIR Form 2306 at saka itong ating 2307 at saka yung 2306 no, itong final at saka 2316 yung para sa ating employees, no? Okay. So, let's start with BIR Form 2306 bago tayo mag-usap dun sa rate at saka sa withholding tax table. Nandiyan na yung form, Hari. Okay. So, this BIR Form number 2306 is the Certificate of Final Tax Withheld at Source. Na ito nga, dinifferentiate natin to nung nakaraan. Ano ba yung difference ng 2306 and 2307? Ngayon, ang pag-usapan naman natin is how to fill up. No? So, this BIR Form 2306 is the Certificate of Final Tax Withheld at Source, and this was enhanced in January 2018. So, for the line number 1 for the period from, so anong month, and to, no? Kasi 2306 ito, final, kailan ba siya na withhold, no? So, for the month, for the period. So, kung halimbawa, for the period, month, day, and year, no? Okay, so, taxpayer identification number, you have to fill up. And then the payee's name, last name, first name, middle name, and for individual or registered name for non-individual, which are corporations. No? And then we have the registered address. Ano ba yung registered address natin? Dapat yung registered address natin yun yung naka-register sa BIR. Okay, and then if applicable, write also your foreign address. No? And then the zip code. ICR, ano tong ICR? Ito yung for alien payees only, no, kung alien. So for part 2, withholding agent payor information, taxpayer identification number. So sino yung payor, sino yung nagbayad, sino yung nag-withhold, no? Payor's name, so last name, middle name, kung corporation, then corporation po ilagay natin. At pag naglagay po tayo ng pangalan ng corporation, please copy the whole name. Hindi yung ina-abbreviate natin. Halimbawa, development, gawin nyo DEBT, no? Tapos yung corporation, corp, no? Payer's name and then the registered address and the zip code. So for part 3, details of income payment and tax withheld. Attach additional sheet if necessary. So part 3, dito po kasi ang daming suggest because ang dami daw na mix up sila pagdating na sa 2306, no? So yung nature of income payment sa part 3 is income yan, income. Okay. So, nature of income payment, ilagay nyo dyan kung anong klase yan. No? Sa, halimbawa, sa ano nyo binabayad, anong klase. Because mamaya, we will discuss also yung final withholding tax at ano ba yung source niya, no? Halimbawa, interest, cash dividend, no? Yan yung mga subject to final tax. Or prices exceeding 10,000, no? Payment to non-resident alien, royalties, final tax on interest. So, yun yung mailagay nyo dito sa nature of income payment. Huwag kayong maglagay ng iba kasi yung iba na yan, they might not be subject to final withholding tax, no? Kasi nakalista lang o kaya limited lang yung subject to final tax. Kaya huwag kayong maglagay dito ng kung ano-ano na hindi naman subject to final tax. And then yung ATC is the alphanumeric tax code. Meron din po yan dito sa mga schedule. Titingnan nyo rin kung anong particular na alphanumeric tax code. And then the amount of payment and the tax withheld. No? So we have the total. And then meron na siyang nakapangalan na we declare under the penalties of perjury that the certificate has been made in good faith. Date signed, no? Signature over printed name ng payer or authorized representative. Tax agent accreditation number, date issued, date expiry, or attorney's roll number if applicable. And then meron pa ulit na signature over printed name o payes. Pareho silang pipirma, the payer and the payes. Authorized representative or tax agent. Okay? Dito naman sa for VAT or percentage tax withholding or substituted filing, dito naman yung I declare the penalties of perjury that the information are reported under BIR form number 1600, no? Kasi i-report mo sa 1600 na form kung value added tax or percentage tax withholding siya, no? And then signature over printed name of the payer, then the tax agent, and then may iba pang signatory, no? Yung I declare under the penalties of perjury, si paye naman. So parehong si payer at saka si paye, parehong po silang pipirma dito sa BIR form 2306, no? Since this is final tax withheld at source, no? Okay. Okay. So ano-ano po yung mga income subject to final tax, no? Ito yung mga income subject to final tax natin. Okay. Bakit iba yung sa iyo, Hari? Iba yung ginawa mo kaysa yung nandito sa likod ng form. Kaso lang dito walang rate.
Ito ma'am.
May for business tax eh. Business tax, ikaw lang business tax. Property dividend ka lang. Hangga, yung business tax mo wala. Kasi yung VAT wala na, no? Wala na sa final tax. Sige. Okay. So, for the final withholding tax, these are the tax type, no? So, for the interest on foreign loans payable to non-resident foreign corporation, 20% po dapat i-withhold natin. And that is final already. Pag sinabi natin final, wala ka nang babayaran. Yan ang pagkakaiba ng final tax sa creditable withholding tax, no? Pagka final na, wala nang susunod pa. Pero sa creditable, i-credit mo lang, mag-compute ka pa, no? So, another type is interest and other income payments on foreign currency transaction loans, no? Payable of offshore banking units or OBUs, 10%. 10% yung final tax withholding, Cash dividend payment by domestic corporation to citizens and resident alien, 10% also. 10% and 30%, no? Okay. Property dividend payment by domestic corporation to citizen and resident alien, no? 10% and 30%. Cash dividend payment by domestic corporation to non-resident foreign corporation whose countries allowed tax deemed paid credit, no? Subject to tax-paying rule, 15%. No? Yung tax-paying rule natin, yun yung nagbibigay sila ng parang discount, no? Yung iba yung rate, mas mababa yung rate. Okay. Cash dividend payment by domestic corporation to non-resident alien engaged in trade or business within the Philippines. So 20%. Property dividend payment by domestic corporation to non-resident alien engaged in trade or business, 20%. Share of non-resident alien engaged in trade or business in the distributable net income after tax of partnership, also 20%. On other payments to non-resident foreign corporation, 30%, no? So, mataas siya. Kaya nga, yung iba nag-a-avail ng tax treaty because pag nag-avail ka ng tax treaty and mayroon kang availment of the tax treaty benefits, mababa siya. Depende sa rates na nasa tax treaty. Distributive share of individual partners in taxable partnership, association, joint account or joint venture or consortium, 10%. No? And then all kinds of royalty payment to citizen, resident aliens, 20%. Royalty payments yan. On prices exceeding 10,000 and the other winnings, 20%. So sa prices, 20% yung winnings above 10,000. Below 10,000, isama sa compensation income. Kung walang compensation income, then hindi na siya taxable. Branch profit remittance by all corporations except PESA, SBMA, CDA, registered, no? Yung PESA, may special rate yan, kaya hindi 15% ang rate niyan, no? So on the gross rentals, lease, and charter fees derived by non-resident owner or lessor of foreign vessels, 4.5%. So final tax din siya. Withholding tax final. On gross rental, charter, and other fees, 7.5%. Payments to oil exploration service contractors, 8%. Payment to non-resident alien not engaged in trade or business within the Philippines, 25%. Payments to non-resident individual, foreign corporate cinematographic film owners, lessors, or distributor, 25%. Royalties paid to non-resident alien engaged in trade or business on cinematographic films, 25%. Final tax on interest of other payments upon tax-free covenant funds, also 30%, yung final tax. Royalties paid to citizen, resident aliens, and non-resident alien engaged in trade or business on books. So, ibang rate po ng books, 10%. Pero yung royalties na hindi books, dun sa mga copyrights, 20% yun. Sa books, 20%. Informers cash reward to individual or juridical persons, 10%. Sino itong mga informers cash reward? Ito yung nag-inform sa BIR about tax evaders. No? So, babayaran sila ng BIR ng 1 million or lower kung magbayad na yung kanilang sinumbong na taxpayer. No? Kaya yung iba ginawa na itong hanap buhay. Okay. So, informers cash reward to individuals or juridical persons, and then cash on property dividend paid by a real estate investment trust. No? So, ito yung property dividend by real estate investment trust, 10%. So, yun po yung final withholding. Kaya dito sa 2306, kayo maglagay ng kung ano-anong transaction dyan. Kasi, selected lang yung final withholding tax na subject na transaction. Yun lang po yung sinabi natin. No? May shout out na?
Tsaka question po meron na po.
Oh, sige. Sige. Before we proceed sa 2307, sa question muna tayo.
Ma'am, shoutout po muna kay Sir Eduardo Costado. Good
Okay.
PM daw po, ma'am.
Okay.
Pati po kay Arian Ceci. Good evening daw po, ma'am.
Good evening.
And shoutout din po kay Ma'am Rodora Constantino.
Good
Good evening daw po sa lahat.
Okay.
And kay Ma'am Eugenia Magnaye.
Okay.
Good eve po. Then shoutout din po kay Ma'am Jennifer Tejano.
Okay.
Pati po kay Ma'am Estela Bestor.
Okay.
And kay Ma'am Bernadette Lonon. Good evening daw po.
Always yan si Ma'am Bernadette. Okay. So, good evening po sa lahat ng mga viewers natin. Sige.
Yung first question, ma'am, galing kay Ma'am Darlene. Pwede pa po ba ako mag-amend ng 2551Q para ma-change into 1% kahit June 21 na po?
Pwede po. Wala namang ano. Ang amendment po kasi ng return or ng percentage tax, ang sabi lang dyan, bawal na mag-amend pag may letter of authority na. But as long you don't have letter of authority, you can still amend your percentage tax return. No? Kasi overpayment yun eh. So at least mag-claim mo pa and mag-carry over. Pwede pa po.
Then, next question niya po, ma'am.
Okay.
Yung bayaran ng 1601 EQ
Mm.
ay every 30th of the month po ba?
30th ba? 10th day, di ba?
Opo.
Withholding. Kasi ang 0619E is yun yung, hindi,
Monthly.
yun yung monthly, no? Tapos yung quarterly, yun 1601EQ. No? So, yung quarterly, yun ang 30. Tama ba, Hari?
Parang po, ma'am, 10.
10 din, no? So, 10 po ang deadline, hindi po 30. Yung 2551Q, yun yung ginawang 30, no? Na dating 20. Pero ang withholding, importante kasi ang withholding, collection niya ng, yan yung mga malaki ang contribution sa collection ng BIR. That's why talagang sooner, no? Kaya 10 pa rin po yung deadline. Every 10th of the month po ang withholding. Okay, next.
Apo, next, ma'am. Kung may attachments daw po ba na kailangang isama?
Sa
1601 EQ.
EQ. Sa
Pag magbabayad siguro.
sa ano yan, sa quarterly. Yes, meron yan yung alpha list, yung dati kasi yan monthly, MAP, monthly alpha list of payes. Ngayon quarterly na, no? Kaya QAP na siya. Quarterly alpha list of payes. Ano po yung i-attach ninyo sa 1601 EQ? Kung kanino ninyo withhold yung inyong ni-remit na expanded withholding tax, no? So, payee, name of payees. Ibig sabihin, nag-withhold ka, sino-sino yung mga withhold mo, ano yung nature, and then magkano yung amount, no? I-attach mo yan, nakaschedule yan, attach mo sa 1601 EQ. Okay.
Ito, ma'am. Last question niya daw, ma'am. Kung may attachment po bang kailangang isama kapag gumagawa ng 2550Q?
2550Q, yung VAT, no? Wala po yung attachment ang VAT, nasaan ang pinaka-attachment niya, yung summary list of sales and purchases, yung VAT relief po, na sinasubmit din natin ng quarterly, no? Pero during the filing po ng VAT, wala pa po tayong attachment. So, kasi may sarili namang deadline yung summary list of sales and purchases, no? Is LSP. Yun po yung quarterly. Kasi ang tanong mo, yung 2550Q, so meaning quarterly na VAT, no? So attachment niyan is yung quarterly na summary list of sales and purchases. Pero hindi siya ina-attach, separately siya na sinasubmit, no? Okay.
Ma'am, ano ko lang yung kanina, yung sa 1601 EQ.
Mm.
Sinearch ko yung deadline, ma'am, every 30th nga, ma'am, every end of the month.
Oo, kasi ginawa na siyang quarterly eh.
Quarterly.
No?
16.
Kasi ano naman na quarterly na siya tapos 10 pa rin. So at least mayroong
Every end of the month
merong
pa
allowance ang mga taxpayer, no? Which is tama lang. Kasi ginawa nilang quarterly eh. Ibig sabihin, nagiging 3 months na yung report mo pagdating ng third month. So 30 po yung deadline, no? Correction po doon sa kanina na sabi 10 lahat ng pagka quarterly na, si quarterly na yung expanded withholding pagdating ng third month, then 30 na po ang deadline. Okay.
Next, ma'am, galing po kay Ma'am Rowena Texera.
Okay.
Ask ko lang po, yung income po ba ng first quarter, i-add din sa pag-file ng second quarter?
Sa income sa 1701Q or 1702Q yan ha, income yan ha. Yes po, cumulative po. Pagka mayroon kang first quarter, wala pa yon. Pag second quarter, i-add mo yung income ng first quarter doon sa second quarter, and then ibawas mo yung mga deductions, and then you compute the tax due, and then ibawas mo yung mga previously paid na tax. Ganun din sa quarterly, no? Kasi yung quarterly mo, na dagdag mo yung 3 months, and then bawas mo rin yung mga nabayad na, no? So sa second quarter ganun din kasi may portion diyan ng first previous quarter eh, no? Kaya nga cumulative siya, no? Hindi natin yan na-emphasize sa mga lecture natin na cumulative yung quarterly na income tax at saka 7. Tingnan natin ha. Ito yung 1701Q, no? So, tax due, less tax credit, tax payable, add total penalties, total amount payable, aggregate amount payable or overpayment. Quarterly, ito quarterly. No? Schedule 1 for graduated IT rate, sales revenue less cost of sales, gross income less allowable deductions, total allowable optional, net income or loss this quarter, o nakalagay net income or loss this quarter, add taxable income or loss previous quarters. Yan. So, ano po siya? Cumulative. The non-operating income, amount received, share in income by partner. Total taxable income. Tax due, no? Kahit sa 8% IT rate, cumulative din siya, no? Yung cumulative taxable income or loss of this quarter. Yan. And then tax credit or payment, no? Kaya nga meron siyang creditable tax withheld for the previous quarters, and then payment for previous quarters, and then 2307 for this quarter. So cumulative po ang quarterly income tax. Add-on mo yung previous quarter. Okay?
Next question po, ma'am, galing kay Ma'am Estela Bestor.
Okay.
Kailan po due date ng VAT relief?
Tingnan mo, Hari.
Tinignan ko na, ma'am, every 25th day of the following month.
Following quarter. Quarterly ang SLSP.
Pagkatapos ng quarter, yung following month niya, 25th.
So end of the quarter, and then the following month of the quarter, 20th day po. 25th, no, 25. Okay. So yun po yung deadline ng summary list of sales and purchases. Okay.
Next, ma'am, galing kay Suela Alere. Ask ko lang po for percentage tax po ng Grab operator.
Okay.
Ano po basis ng tax computation? Sa boundary po ba? Sa boundary po ba?
Sa boundary po, sa income or sa share. Hindi, boundary ba ang Grab? Alam ko share, no? So, yung share mo dun sa operation or yung napunta talaga sa iyo, yun ang magiging basis mo. And then, since ano yan, common carrier, may ano yan, may minimum, no? Try to look at the tax code. Kung may minimum yan sila, parang sa taxi din, na may minimum for the quarter kasi percentage tax yan. And then ngayon, subject na siya sa 1% ng percentage tax. No? And then quarterly na po ang payment. Okay, so let's continue with our expanded withholding tax, no? So sa expanded withholding tax naman natin, we will be using the BIR Form 2307, no? So ito yung pinakamarami talaga na ginagamit, yung 2307, no? 141. Kasi ito yung mga withholding ng professionals, rental, no? So yun ang ginagamit sa 2307. Napakarami. Okay, so for the expanded withholding tax, we will be using the BIR Form 2307 and ito yung Certificate of Creditable Tax withheld at source, no? Anong ibig sabihin ng creditable tax? I-credit mo siya once nag-compute ka na or nag-file ka na ng return mo, no? So depending on what kind of creditable withholding tax, whether VAT yan or business tax or income, doon mo siya gamitin, no? Kung anong klaseng tax yan na withhold sa iyo. So we will be discussing this form. So for line number 1, for the period, no? So wag magkamali. Sino ba nagtanong sa atin, Hari, na ma'am, nagkamali ako yung 2018 ko, 2021 na ilagay ko, no? O nagkamali ng period. Yun yung sabi ko na matalino man yung computer, pero kung ano yung ibigay mo sa kanya na information lang, yun lang din tanggapin niya, hindi niya papalitan. Kasi hindi naman niya alam na mali yun. So, anong i-credit niya? Yung period na yun. So, anong mangyari sa period mo na dapat? So, mag-open case ka ngayon. So, be very careful for the period, ha? Kasi, maglagay kayo dyan ng date na mali, hindi tugma doon sa transactions nyo, then, ma-open case yung ibang filing ninyo dapat, no? So, for the period, lagay nyo dyan. And then, the taxable identification number. Ngayon, hindi na tayo magkamali kasi automatic na tayo sa EBIR, no? Payer's name. No? Lagay nyo dyan kung sino yung payee. And then, the registered address and the foreign address. And then, part 2, the information, no, ng payer. Sino yung nagbayad, sino yung nag-withhold. Yung payer kasi, ito yung withholding agent. Binago na nila dati yung mga form dito nakalagay withholding agent, no? So taxpayer identification number and then the payer's name, no? Last name, first name, middle name at saka yung non-individual, whether corporation, halimbawa, or government agencies. So we have the registered address and also for the part 3, we have details of monthly income payment and taxes withheld. So, ano yung mga details na yan? So, dito, be very careful also. Baka magkamali yung gumawa ng 2307 ninyo at ilalagay niya ibang date. Magkamali yun. Hindi maging tugma yun doon sa record nyo of the transactions. That's why, do not just accept the 2307 na hindi nyo tinitingnan kung mali ba o tama yung date, no? Saan yan kayo magkamali o kaya hindi tugma sa date? Halimbawa, yung transactions ninyo is February 2021. Hindi kanya binigyan ng 2307. Kailan niya binigay yung 2307 mo? May na. And then yung 2307 mo, ang date niya is April na. No? So you have to tell that payer at once na mali yung binigay niya sa iyo na certificate. Why? Because may resibo ka eh. You have the transactions na nangyari yung transactions nyo February. Bakit kanya bibigyan ng 2307 na April at saka May na niya ibibigay sa iyo? So anong mangyayari? Mismatch siya doon sa records mo, no? So wag basta-basta din na tanggap ng 2307 na mali. Kasi ang may nangyari diyan, yung transactions niya na February na dapat ni-remit niya nung March, hindi niya yon na-remit, no? Siguro na-remit lang niya ng April o ng May na, no? Kaya May ka na niya binigyan. So be very careful kasi yung record mo ang hindi magtugma, no? Worst kung one taxable period ang difference. Minsan ang transactions ninyo is 2020, tapos binigyan kanya ng 2307, 2021. No? So, paano mo i-reconcile ngayon yung records mo? Ikaw magkakaproblema. So, be vigilant with your 2307. Pagka winidhold kayo, hingi na kayo kaagad ang 2307. Do not wait na nasa kanila na yung pera. Do not wait na i-remit pa nila o hindi. No? Kasi the moment na yung pera nasa withholding agent na, i-remit man niya yan o hindi, wala ka nang pakialam doon. Ang pakialam mo lang na kukunin yung certificate mo na 2307 because attach mo yan sa mga reports mo na gagawin mo with the BIR, sa mga filing mo ng returns mo. So, see to it na tama yan at saka tama yung period, no? Hindi yung basta kung kailan lang nila ibigay, tanggap ka lang din ang tanggap. So, ikaw yung magkakaproblema nun. Okay. Bakit? Ma'am, kukuha ko ng certificate, hindi pa po na remit yung withholding, baka ma-question. Hindi naman ikaw ang mag-question nun, yung withholding agent, no? So, very important na may 2307 ka, i-claim mo na yung withholding mo, no? Kasi hindi ikaw ma-penalize kung hindi nila yung ni-remit, sila yung ma-penalize yung withholding agent. So, part 3, details of monthly income payments and taxes withheld, no? So, we have here the income payments subject to expanded withholding tax, no? Ganun din sa kagaya ng final, huwag din lagay ng lagay kung anong transactions dito sa income payment. Try to look at the list, no? May listing naman. At saka kung anong nature, ilagay nyo rin. At saka yung alphanumeric tax code, no? Huwag lagay ng kung anong klaseng transactions because it might not be subject to expanded withholding tax. Or, more so, baka iba yung rate na nilalagay mo. Kaya, pag-aralan muna. So, for the amount of income payment, we have the first month, second month, and then the third month, no? And then the total, and then tax withheld for the quarter. Okay. Another column is the money payment subject to withholding tax or business tax, no? Government and private. So, pagka nag-withhold na ng VAT, yung halimbawa sale to government VAT sale to government na dati ay final tax, ngayon creditable na. So, dapat dito na rin siya sa 2307. Do not accept na ang ibibigay sa inyo 2306 pa rin. Kasi may mga viewers tayo dito na nagre-reklamo, ma'am, mali yung binibigay sa amin, 2306 pa rin. Sabi ko, papalit nyo and then pakita ninyo yung ruling kasi mali yan. Pagka inattach mo yan ngayon sa VAT returns mo, mali yan kasi final tax. No? So, 2307, pati yung VAT na withholding to government, dito na rin sa 2307, magkasama na sila ng income. Okay? So, ganun pa rin, for the signatory of this 2307 form, dalawa pa rin, no? Si payer and also si payee. No? Dalawa silang sa-sign dito sa Certificate of Creditable Tax Withheld at Source. May question na ulit? Tapusin ko lang yung although napakarami nito sige, unahin na lang natin yung question. Napakarami kasi ng mga transactions na subject to creditable withholding tax, no? Mas marami siya kaysa kanina sa final tax. Okay.
Opo, ma'am. Ang question, ma'am, galing kay Ma'am LV.
Okay.
May penalty po ba kung ngayon pa lang magpatatak ng books of accounts sa BIR for 2020 and 2021?
2020 and 2021,
Opo.
may penalty na po. Bakit? Para saan yung penalty? Ang penalty mo is non-recording of books of accounts. Why? Kasi ang ibig sabihin lang, ngayon ka lang patatak. So, hindi ka nagre-records noong 2020 at saka 2021. So, meron po. No? For VAT, ang sinisingil nila, 25,000 for VAT. Registered taxpayer. Yun ang penalty. Medyo mataas palagi yung penalties for value-added tax. Why? Kasi VAT yan So, ibig sabihin, ang VAT, malaki yung sales, more than 3 million. At saka ang daming compliance. And then, hindi ka naka-record. So, mas marami yung penalties. Mas malaki ang penalties ng VAT compared to non-VAT. Okay, next.
Wala po tanong, ma'am.
Okay. Sige, let's proceed to the expanded withholding tax, no, natin. So, sa expanded withholding tax, ano yung mga nature ng transaction or the type or description? So, we have the professional fees, no, para sa mga lawyers, CPAs, engineers, no. So, magkano yung tax rate? Pagka ang income hindi sumobra sa 5 million, the tax rate is 5%. For those who exceeded the 3 million ang income, so the tax rate is 10%. No? For professional fees, lawyers, or CPAs, no? Yung gross income did not exceed 720,000, 10%. Ito yung mga professional lawyers or fees na non-individual or corporations. So, 10% sila at saka 15%. Ano yung threshold? 720,000. Pagka ang income is exceeding 720,000 na, 15% na. Kaya ang daming nagtatanong nito, ma'am, bakit ang laki ng difference pagka corporation at saka yung individual, no? So, kasi yung corporation, di ba, they are taxed at 30%. Samantalang yung sa professional na individual ay graduated. And pangalawa, may 250,000 pa na exemption, no? Ang mga corporate, wala naman silang exemption, no? Kaya mas mataas yung kanila. Professional entertainer, no? But not limited to actors and actresses. Yun, ganun din, 5% and 10%, no? 5% pag hindi sumobra ng 3 million, and then 10% pag more than 3 million na. Ang income, ang income ang pinag-uusapan. Okay. So, professional entertainer also, not limited to actors and actresses na mga corporate, 10% and 15% din. Professional athletes including basketball players, no? So 5% also and 10%. Okay. Directors and producers involved in movie, stage, television, 5% and 10%, no? Pagka corporate naman, corporation, 10 and 15%. Management and technical consultants, pag individual, 5 and 10%. Pag corporate, 10 and 15%. So, parehas lang po siya. Bookkeeping, agent and agencies. Also, pag individual, 5% and 10%. Pag agencies or corporation, 10% and 15%. Insurance agents, individual, 5% and 10%, the same threshold. And the insurance agents and insurance adjusters na corporate is 10% and 15%. No? So, same lang po ang mga rates. No? Ganun din yung other recipient of talent fees, other recipient of talent fees na corporation, 10 and 15% din. Pagka individual, 5 and 10%. Fees of director who are not employee of the company, then withholding ka na, then as professional siya, 5% if the income is not exceeding 3 million, and if exceeding 3 million, then 10%. And then we have the rental on or gross rental on lease for the use of property. 5%, no? So 5% talaga yung rental. And remember, rental is an operating expenses, no? Kahit hindi ka top 1,000 or 20,000 withholding agents, basta yung operating expenses mo, nandoon yung expense, mag-withhold ka, no? So rental is 5%. Cinematographic film rentals and other payments to resident individuals and corporate cinematographic film owners, 5%. Withholding yan, creditable. Income payments to certain contractors, 2%. No? 2% kasi services yan. Income distribution to the beneficiaries of estates and trust, no? 15%. No? Kaya may income distribution sa mga beneficiaries or trust, babayaran niya ng creditable withholding tax na 15%. No? Gross commission of service fees, no? Ng customs, insurance, stock immigration, pagka hindi exceeding 3 million, 5%. If exceeding 3 million, then 10%. No? Okay, so gross commission of service fees of customs, insurance, tax, immigration, and commercial broker, pagka 720,000, 10%, more than 720,000, 15%. Yun yung sa mga corporate. No? For professional fees paid to medical practitioners, kasama na yung mga doctors of medicine, doctors of veterinary science, and dentists by hospitals. Okay. Gross income not exceeding 3 million, 5%. Exceeding 3 million is 10%. Okay. Income payments made by credit card companies, 1% of 1/2 of gross amount. Oh? So yun yung withholding ng credit card companies. Additional income payment to government personnel from importers, shipping and airline companies or their agents for overtime services. 15%. No? Ito yung mga income payments. And then income payments made by national government agencies, LGU, and others to its local resident suppliers of goods, 1%. No? Okay, income payment made by NGS or national government agencies, LGU, or local government units, and others to its local resident suppliers of services other than those covered by other rates of withholding tax. So how much is the withholding? 2%. Bakit? Kasi services. No? So income payment made by top withholding agents to their local resident suppliers of goods. No? So magwi-withhold ng 1%. Income payment made by top withholding agent to their local resident suppliers, 2%. No? Supplier to services, kaya 2%. Okay. So commission, rebates, discounts, and other similar considerations paid to independent and or exclusive sales representative and marketing agent. Okay, so kasama na yung multi-level marketing companies. So how much ang babayaran if the gross income for the current year did not exceed 3 million, 5%. No? Pag nag-exceed siya ng 3 million, then 10%. Gross payment to embalmers by funeral parlors, 1%. Bakit 1%? Ito binabaan siguro ngayon, no? Kasi services yung sa embalmers, kaya 2% yan. Payments made by pre-need companies to funeral parlors, also 1%. No? Tolling fees paid to refineries, 5%. No? Income payments made to suppliers of agricultural supplier products in excess of cumulative amount of 300,000 within the same taxable year. So pagka ang supplier mo is agricultural, no? Agricultural supplier, magwi-withhold ka sa kanya ng 1%, pero i-consider mo muna yung 300,000 kasi yung 300,000 is not taxable, no? Okay, so in-excess lang doon sa 300,000. Income payment on purchases of minerals, mineral products, and quarry resources such as but not limited to silver, gold, granite, gravel, sand, boulders, and other mineral products except purchases by Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas. So ito yung mga income payments, no, ng mga minerals. Okay. So may withholding din pala, 5%. No? Okay. I-imagine ko na yung mga treasure. Kasi yan binibenta sa central bank, no? Mga minerals, mineral products. Okay. So may 5% pala na withholding. Income payments on purchases of mineral products, and quarry resources by Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas. Also, subject to 1%, no, na withholding. Amount of refund given by Meralco to customer, 15%. No? Gross amount of refund given by Meralco, 15%. No? On gross amount of interest on the refund of meter deposit, 10%. Gross amount of interest on the refund of meter deposits, whether paid directly to the customers or applied against customers' billings, 10%. No? On gross amount of interest on the refund of meter deposit, 10%. Gross amount of interest on refund of meter deposits, whether paid directly to the customers or applied against customers' billings. No? So 10%. Income payments made by political parties and candidates of local and national election on all their purchases of goods and services related to campaign expenditures, no? So 5% ang withholding. Dadami naman yan pagdating ng election, no? So election na yata next year. Income payments received by real investment trust, 1%. Interest income denied from any other debt instruments not within the coverage of deposit substitutes and Revenue Regulations 14-2012. So, ang withholding tax rate niya is 15%. No? Okay. Income payments on locally produced raw sugar, 1%. No? So, just like the certificate of final tax, ito naman yung certificate of creditable withholding tax, ito yung expanded withholding, no? So pagka yung gumagawa ng BIR Form 2307, huwag kayong lagay ng mga account dyan na mamaya hindi naman subject to expanded withholding tax, no? So hindi na kayo magkamali dyan. Sige, Hari, may shout out pa?
May question pa.
Okay, sige. Before we proceed with the 2316, no? And then, before we proceed with the withholding tax table, no? Kasi magtuturo tayo ng how to compute the tax due using the withholding tax table. Okay.
Nagtanong ma'am si Ma'am Rosalina Tune.
Okay.
Apo, consultancy or bookkeeping services company. It has 3 subsidiary companies.
Okay.
One company is VAT and the 2 other company is non-VAT.
Subsidiary, so hindi branch, pwede.
Apo, what compliance to follow po? 2550M or 2551Q? Same owner po. Salamat.
Sandali lang. Kung same owner, corporation ba siya? Kasi kung corporation siya, pwede. Pero kung same owner na individual, hindi po pwede. No? Ang services niya, ano talaga yan? VAT. Isa lang ang tax type niyan, VAT lang. No? So, yun po yung masusunod. Pero kung corporation yan, pwede. Kasi sabi mo nga, subsidiary. Pag subsidiary yan, separate entity, so pwede. No? Pero kung individual, hindi siya pwede. Yeah. Anong question niya ulit?
Kung what compliance to follow nga, yung 2550M daw or 2551Q?
Hindi ka na. Pagka individual yan, VAT na po lahat, 2550 M and Q ang ipa-file mo, no? Hindi siya po pwede na marami, no? Iisa lang nakalampo yan sa may-ari. Next. Okay. Sige, let's proceed to the BIR Form 2316, no, before we go to the withholding tax table. Okay. So for the BIR Form 2316, this was enhanced also on January 2018 on time of the launching or effectivity of the train law, no? So this is BIR Form 2316 and this is Certificate of Compensation Payment Tax Withheld, no? So tax withheld siya. Anong instruction niya dito? For compensation payment with or without tax withheld, no? Kasi dun sa certificate natin, nagbibigay din tayo ng certificate doon sa 2307 for the tax withheld, pero creditable yon. Dito sa 2316, certificate of tax payment din ito, compensation, no? Compensation payment or tax withheld. But, itong form na to, with or without tax withheld. Kasi yung 2307, magbibigay ka lang kung may na-withheld ka. Pero itong 2316 kasi, the purpose of this is not just a certificate for the tax withheld, but also as a certificate for income, no? Income tax. Okay. So this 2316 is for the year, and number 2 for the period, no? So from to. Nakalagay dyan yung month lang. So we have the tax identification number ng employee, ha? So huwag kayong magkamali na yung tax identification ng employer nyo, yun ay ilalagay nyo dito, no? So employee's name, last name, first name, middle name, no? Kasi employee ito, so wala namang corporation na employee, no? Kasi juridical yan. So we have the registered address, we have the local home address, no? And then foreign address kung meron, no? And then the zip code. So date of birth, no? Okay. So ilalagay diyan yung date of birth, and then the contact number, no? Contact number. So statutory minimum wage rate per day, no? So yun yung sweldo na pang-araw-araw. And then statutory minimum wage rate per month, no? So magkano ba yung per month? Minimum wage earner whose compensation is exempt from withholding tax and not subject to income tax, no? So kung ganun ang classification mo, then i-check mo itong box na to. So employer information, no? So TIN, employer's name, a registered address, no? And the same code. Type of employee, the type of employer can be main employer or secondary employer. Anong mangyayari pag ikaw yung main employer? Ikaw yung mag-compute ng tax due equals tax withheld, no? Pagka secondary employer, walang hindi ito yung magwi-withhold ang secondary employer ng exact, no? So it should be the main employer. Employer information previous, no? So we have the TIN and then the employer's name and the registered address, no? So nandiyan sa information yung employer and also information ng employee, no? So we have here the summary, gross compensation income from present employer, no? So yung gross compensation income, alam yan ng employer kasi gumagawa sila ng payroll. Less total non-taxable or exempt compensation, no? So ilagay nyo dyan kung ano yung hindi taxable na compensation. And then taxable compensation income from present employer, no? Present employer, kasi lalo na kung may previous siya. And taxable compensation income from previous employer, if applicable, no? Gross taxable compensation income. Yan na yung total. So, tax due. Amount of taxes withheld. And then the present employer and the previous employer if applicable. So we have the total amount of taxes withheld as adjusted. So yan yung summary. So ibig sabihin dyan mo ipakita lahat ng galaw ng compensation income niya during the year. No? And mayroon din siyang signature, no, ng present employer at also ng employee, no. Then meron din siyang signature for the present employer, no, and also the employee. Ano 'yun? Pagka substituted filing. Ano yung ibig sabihin ng substituted filing? Your tax due during the year is equal to tax withheld. And then kung may spouse ka, dapat yung spouse mo ay tax due equals tax withheld din, no? So, the employee's signature over printed name, no? For those who are availing of the substituted filing, no? No, ibig sabihin ng substituted filing, hindi na kailangan mag-file pa ng BIR Form 1700, no? Okay. So, yan po yung 2316 natin. And dito sa isang column, nandito yung detailed na compensation income. Kasi yung kanina, ano lang yun, no? Summary. So, ito yung detailed, no? May tax withheld from present employer. So, non-taxable or exempt compensation income. So, magkano yan? Kasi pagka ang salary mo during the year, hindi umabot ng 250,000, exempt ka na. Okay. And then we have the holiday pay, no? Ano ba yung holiday pay? Kung may holiday tapos nagtatrabaho ka pa rin, then may extra ka pa na bayan. Holiday pay, overtime pay, no? Overtime. Or night shift differential, no? Ano yung night shift differential? Hazard pay, 13th month pay with other benefits, no? Maximum of 90,000. Yan yung hindi taxable sa 13th month, no? And then we have the de minimis benefits. Magkano lang ba yung de minimis benefits during the year, no? And then we have GSIS, SSS, PITS, IC, and Pag-ibig contributions. Salaries and other forms of compensation. So, we have the total non-taxable exempt compensation. So, lahat ng taxable sa upper portion ilagay, no? And then, yung taxable compensation income na regular, yan dito sa gitna, no? We have the basic salary, the representation, the transportation, cost of living allowance, and then the fixed housing allowance, no? Okay. And then for the supplementary income, we have commission, profit sharing, fees including director's fees, taxable 13th month benefits, hazard pay, overtime pay, and others. No? So you have to specify kung ano yung mga item na yan sa supplementary. No? So then we have the total taxable compensation income. Okay. So yun ang total compensation income dito sa right side na column, no? Okay. So, itong 2316 natin, if we file, no, hindi tayo qualified dun sa substituted filing, if we file our BIR form 1800, so, i-attach natin itong 2316, no? Never kayong mag-file ng 1700 na form na walang certificate of compensation income. Always yan. Kaya nga itong certificate of compensation income with or without tax withheld, no? You still have to issue the BIR form 2316. Okay. Shout out ulit at saka ano?
Wala pa po, ma'am.
Okay. So, let's go now to the withholding tax table. No? Sige. Andiyan na, pinakita mo na, Hari. I-explain ko lang paano pag-compute ng withholding tax table. So, we have our revised withholding tax table on January 1, 2018 to 2022. Why? Because pagdating po ng 2023, meron ng ibang rate, no? But for the meantime, ito pa naman yung prevailing. So, we have to stick na lang dito. Hindi muna natin itatouch yung para sa 2023. No? So, here, sa revised withholding tax table, merong daily, weekly, semi-monthly, and monthly na pagsisweldo. No? So, paano ka mag-withhold ng tax doon sa compensation, no? So you have to use the withholding tax table, no? So start tayo dito sa daily, no? Okay. So yung daily number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6, no? Ito yung compensation range niya, no? So for the daily 685 and below, and then sa number 2, 685 to 1,095. O, yun ang number 2. And then yung number 3, 1,096 to 2,121. And then yung column 4, 2,192. Daily ito daily to. To 5,478. No? And then, number 5, 5,479 to 21,917. And, ito na yung sa mataas na, 21,918 and above. No? So, ito na yung kanyang tax due. No? So, sa prescribed withholding tax table, pagka ang salary mo is 65 to 1,095. This is daily, no? So, anong magiging tax mo dyan? 20% over 685. No? Okay. And then, yung next column, 3. Okay. So, yung withholding tax is 82.19 plus 25% over 1096. No? So, hindi natin makita yung na table, no? Okay. So, sa column 4 naman, okay, ito yung salary niya daily, no? 2,192 to 5,479. Okay. So, for the fifth column, 5,479 to 21,917, no? So, for the prescribed na withholding tax, the withholding is 1,342.47 plus 32% over 5,479, no? Okay. Okay. So, yan po yung withholding tax table natin at meron ding weekly. No? So, pag weekly, sundan nyo lang yung compensation range. And we have semi-monthly and then the compensation range prescribed na withholding tax. No? So, yan po yung withholding tax table natin. And pag effective na ng January 2023, meron din po siyang withholding tax table. But sabi ko nga, we will not touch the withholding tax table for January 2023 because may mga changes pa yan na coming. Okay? So, may question pa? Okay. So since mayroon pa po tayong bukas, no? May mga additional pa kami na preparation. At saka now I would like to say thank you and I would like to invite you. Bukas mayroon pa tayong free webinar in the morning 10 to 12, free webinar on international taxation and transfer pricing, no? Sa gabi naman meron tayong live streaming naman sa transfer pricing din, yun yung mga discussion natin sa mga cases, no? Ang mga gagawin namin in the future, gagawa na kami ng mga schedule ng mga cases to discuss para alam nyo na, no? May advance na knowledge na kayo kung ano yung mga i-discuss, no? So, with that, wala na talaga? Okay, so with that, I would like to say thank you and let's call it a night. Thank you talaga sa mga viewers natin at sa mga subscribers. Thank you very much.